Hi there, Stampers. This is Lisa with Queen Bee Creations. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm making a video in regards to a card that I made a while ago that has this adorable little ability to shake his legs underneath the gnome. I don't know if you guys remember, but this is a stamp set or bundle that was released a few years ago called Kindest Gnomes, and I wanted to include this in my next book. You may have seen that I've created a tutorial book, and there's 50 fun fold patterns in this book, and several of them have diagrams, and there are video links, everything you need to make 50 different fun fold cards. And I'm right now in the process of making volume 2, and this is one of the cards in there, and I felt like it kind of needed a tutorial in video, so that's what we're doing today. So let me bring you down to my desk and show you today's card. We'll call this kind of a flashback Friday. How's that? Because we're using the Kindest Gnomes and the Gnomes dies that go with it. And I went ahead and did all my die cutting ahead of time. So we'll get into that because this is all die cut. We've got his hat right here. And then the little mushrooms are his sleeves. The nose part is his nose and his hands, his beard, and then his little feet that are dangling underneath. So they're all dies out of this set. And then I'm mounting them on rectangles. So I'm using the deckled rectangle dies. And then it's been dry embossed in the background. And I did this one with the painted texture. And the one we're going to be making, I did the leaves. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you how we make his little dancing legs. There we go. It's hard to show on camera. Okay, we're going to start out with a card base that goes long ways. So this is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2, but then I also scored it again at 2 3/4. So the front is scored in half, as well as the entire card scored in half. And then I have this layer of, oh, this is Poppy Parade, by the way. I have a layer of shaded spruce that has been dry embossed with the Fern Leaf dry embossing folder. Here are my rectangles. The rectangles are approximately 3 by 4 1/4. And then 2 3/4 by 4. So if you wanted to cut those square, you could. Or if you have other rectangle dies, you can use those as well. As I said, I have all his little pieces of his body here. And then I have the inside sentiment and a thing to mount it on. The sentiment is on something 3/4 by 2 3/4. So this will be 1 inch by 3 inch. But we're going to go ahead and assemble his body. And we'll do that. Take his little nose here, and we're going to put this one on his beard. Come on. Might be running low on this glue. Okay. So somebody's playing tricks on me. Okay, so there was a little circle. I just put that in there. And then you can see there's kind of this little edge. That's where his hat is going to line up. So it kind of gives you a little dry embossing to tell you where the nose and the hat go. Then to make his little sleeves, I just used the little mushroom piece. And I'm going to have it come out from behind his body, or his beard, actually. And then I'm going to take these little nose pieces and I'm going to attach them as his hands. Should be one more. There we go. And it does not take much glue, so I'm going to spread this between the two shapes. And then I'm kind of putting in them at a little bit of an angle so that it goes the whole width of the sleeve or mushroom here. So there's his body, basically, his beard and hat. Then we have his little legs. And in order to make his legs dangle, I have a 1-inch strip of basic white. And because his legs kind of taper, I'm going to taper this a little bit. And then I'm going to glue his legs onto this little piece. And his legs are going to go up under his body. So it's not going to, we're not going to worry about the fact that it does taper above his legs. That's totally fine. Then we're going to cut it off. So the piece I used is approximately 1 inch by 1.5 inch. And then I'm going to use a small punch. And if you have a punch, if you have a die, if you have just something that will make a little 1/2 inch circle in that, okay, we can put some of this card together. I've got too many pieces. Now I only put adhesive on the bottom part of this. I don't want anything on the top because that's going to be the easel part. And I want it to still be able to open. So we're only adhering the bottom part. And then we're going to put our rectangles over that. And then we want to estimate about where our little gnome is going to go. So I'm going to put him together and center him in my rectangle, and then I'm going to hold his feet in place, and that's where I want to put the dimensionals. So I'm going to bring in some Stampin' Dimensionals. Come on. I'm going to place it right in that hole. Okay, but I actually want 2 of them because I want it to have enough room that it's going to dangle. So I'm going to make that 2 dimensionals high. So I just stacked one right on top of the other. Then we're going to want to have this one mount as well. So I'm going to be able to put 2 dimensionals behind his head. Up here. So when I peel these off and I put this on here, I'm going to have 2 dimensionals under here and 2 dimensionals under here. And that's what's going to give us our little rocking feet, because it's going to rock back and forth on those 2 dimensionals high. Then we're going to start with the inside. We're going to go ahead and put a layer of basic white. Then we're going to want to estimate about where we want the easel to stop when it's standing up. So I'm going to say about there. And you want dimensionals in here somewhere, and you can either put it underneath the red or underneath the white. Both ways work. But this is just going to give it a stopping point when the card is open. And there you go. That's with it under the white, and this is with it under the red. And that's how you make the dancing gnome. I hope you loved today's card. And if you want full directions in print, don't forget to order my book. Thank you.